Vanguard or Fidelity. In 2026, this single decision could determine how much money you're actually keeping from your investments, not just today, but also for the next 30 years. Both companies are absolute giants. They are trusted in the marketplace, but they're built for two completely different investors. And choosing the wrong company could cost you thousands of dollars, missed features, and limited flexibility, depending on what you want to do for your investment portfolio. So in today's video, I want to break down the difference between them. Really no fluff, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one fits that 2026 investment strategy. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're comparing Vanguard and Fidelity as we move into 2026, looking at the fees, the features they have, the tools, fund options, and what each platform is specifically built for. So let's go ahead and get into it. So quick background on these companies. Vanguard is very famous for the low-cost index funds, those ETFs, and long-term retirement investing, which I do. I buy and hold. Whole philosophy is buy, hold, and keep it as low cost and as simple as possible. Even looking at last year, they have cut the cost of a majority of Vanguard's funds. And Fidelity, on the other hand, is and they kind of compare it to a Swiss Army knife. Strong trading tools, really great research, index funds, which they always do have, retirement accounts, active trading options, and one of the best mobile applications that we've seen in the industry. So when you start thinking of these two companies, Vanguard, long-term retirement engine, absolutely what I love to invest in. Fidelity, very full of features, depending if you want to be an active investor or if you're looking through additional things. Now, the big part, what everyone talks about, is the cost. Vanguard still offers some of the lowest rates that we've seen within the industry, and they keep really more money in your pocket when you think bigger picture over the extended amount of time. Now, Fidelity has fired back with zero expense index funds. That is right. So the logic or the thought behind this is introducing zero expense index funds. So literally, they charge nothing in hopes to get your money over to Fidelity and get your money into other products and services because they are competitively priced across other ETFs and mutual funds, but they are the one that offers those zero expense index funds, which is kind of crazy. So right now, looking at 2025, they're really extremely competitive of nature. Vanguard, again, focusing on those long-term index funds that we see. Fidelity might give you a little bit of a cheaper fund and a better overall performance because of this. If you want simplicity, if you want very long-term savings, Vanguard seems to be the option. If you want those low fees, plus having those options. And again, some people do love having the flexibility. Make sure you do your own research. Make sure you do your investigation, guys. But that would be the Fidelity choice. Now, when it comes to these, Fidelity generally has no minimum on any of the core funds, which if you're new to investing, like I was a couple years ago, going in and not having any minimums is big. You don't have to go in there with $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. Really does make a big difference. Now, Vanguard still has minimums on a lot of the mutual funds, often $1,000 to $3,000, but you can really supersede that through a lot of the fintechs. When we start looking at Robinhood, when we start looking at M1 Finance, both of those, I have some links down below. You can do fractional investing. You don't have to put $1,000 or $3,000. And I believe both of them, you can start with as low as 25 bucks. So if you're new to investing, definitely set up your account today, guys, so you can go ahead and get into it. The new investors with a very small amount, Fidelity wins if you're buying it through the Fidelity platform. Investors with a larger portfolio, again, that long-term growth, Vanguard works fine. But again, for me, including a lot of other individuals, are not investing directly through Fidelity, directly through Vanguard. We might be buying the Fidelity and the Vanguard funds, but we are not using their brokerage houses. Now, this is where the gap really begins, is the user experience. So when you think of Fidelity, excellent mobile app, it broadcasts in real-time data, active trading tools, screeners, research reports, clean, modern dashboard. Vanguard is almost like the older dinosaur where if you just want to put money in, you want to set it and forget it. Basic tools, basic app, basic website, straightforward, long-term holding. Really interesting because if you're an active trader and you want options, you want charts, you want smooth in the app, Fidelity is the winner. The technology there is a lot more user-friendly. If you rarely log in, just buying and hold similar to a 401k, Vanguard will do the job. Now, what can you actually buy with these companies? This is where the portfolio really breaks down. Both companies have excellent index funds and ETFs, but there is a little bit difference. Looking at Vanguard, we know some of the biggest names that we have. Looking at VTI, this is the Vanguard total index. So you are buying every company that is in the United States. The VOO, which tracks that S&P 500. You have the VXUS, and then the BND, which is our bond fund in there. Fidelity offers equivalents, sometimes lower fees, sometimes lower minimums to get in. So definitely do your research on that. Fidelity also gives you a lot more access to active funds, more option trading, and a little bit more flexibility. So if you want simplicity, it is Vanguard again. If you want more choices or need more tools, it is Fidelity. So then we get into, what does it really look like as an investor? These are some things that you have to ask yourself and really take that checkup of what you want to do. Looking at the next 10, 20, 30 years, what is your portfolio going to look like? What is your goal as an investor? So Vanguard, if you're long-term buy and hold, Vanguard will work absolutely perfectly. If you're focused on index funds and you don't actively trade, if you want a pretty, bare bones that works platform and you want low cost simplicity, Vanguard would be your actual option. Fidelity, if you want new, if you want the no minimums that they do have, modern apps, advanced tools, which I know younger generation absolutely loves. If you plan to trade stocks, options, or research companies, Fidelity does have a lot more information in there. If you want passive investing, if you want active investing, and if you want all of this under one roof, Fidelity is going to be the one that you're going to be looking at. Now, as we start heading into 2026, there are some important things to remember with these companies. Both companies, very low fees overall. Digital tools, trading platform, much better, which definitely favors Fidelity when you look at that platform. Younger investors prefer mobile-first apps before they're going on a traditional computer and doing their research. Vanguard continue focus on the long-term retirement savers. That is where a majority of their money is. Even thinking of my 401k, my money is invested through Vanguard, through my 401k. Fidelity continues to expand all of its tool set, the apps that they feature, and also very budget-friendly. So it makes, and really asking yourself, do you want to trade? Do you want research? Do you want actively managed ETFs? That could be Fidelity. If you want simple, you want long-term index fund trading, ultra low fees, you're looking at Vanguard. Do you want a smooth beginner experience, no minimum on those accounts? This one goes to Fidelity. And do you want to automate your retirement and rarely check the account, leaving your money to grow and compound? That is where Vanguard. So if you're choosing one platform for the over and really the average investor in 2025, you want somewhat of the flexibility, you want some tools with it, and room to grow, that would be Fidelity over all that you would want to invest in. But if your goal is purely the 401k style, dollar cost averaging, the pure investment strategy, long term, we're talking 20, 30 year with minimal activity, Vanguard is still the best house in the world. It isn't the key to choosing the best platform. It is about choosing the platform that is going to make the most sense for you. So of course, guys, thank you for watching the video. Drop a comment. Do you invest in Fidelity? Do you invest in Vanguard? Do you use both? Do you invest in their ETFs on their platform? Let me know. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.